So my name is Archie Green. I am an artist, hip hop artist. I've been doing music for over 20 years now. I am also a mental health advocate, and I run a nonprofit called Peel Dem Layers Back, which uses hip hop culture to break the stigma amongst black men and boys as it pertains to mental health. Grateful to welcome you to my studio, my space. My experience growing up, I grew up in a small community called Chagrin Falls. Chagrin Falls is about 45 minutes outside of downtown Cleveland, and it is a predominantly white neighborhood. So for me growing up, I grew up as the token black kid. I was the guy kids would feel his hair without his permission and expect me to be a rapper or a basketball player, which I ended up becoming a rapper. I was always a creative. You know, I started off writing stories on floppy disks, and then I would take my dad's old radio slash tape recorder, and I would record these little shows, these radio shows between me and my sister. And then when Hard Knock Life came out, that was when my creativity, you know, my love for the arts shifted towards rap. As far as my identity with Blackness, you know, I really didn't have a lot of ideology growing up because I grew up around all white kids, you know, and it wasn't until my parents put me in organizations like Jack and Jill. So I was a Jack and Jill kid. And a lot of times certain other black kids would stereotype me. Oh, you one of them uppity black kids because you're in Jack and Jill. You know, I had the cotillion, everything, you know, and then eventually in high school, I transferred from Chagrin Falls to Solon. Solon was more diverse. But at the same time, I didn't really know how to be around other black kids because I had never really done that. Being in Solon, being around other black kids, I also experienced being ostracized because I was articulate, because I excelled academically. I remember I had a letter jacket. I wasn't much of an athlete. One of my rhymes, not much of an athlete, more of a mathlete. So like, I had academics and band on my Letterman jacket. I didn't have wrestling or football or basketball. I had band and academics. I also lettered in choir. And I did that, you know, to show that you didn't have to just be an athlete to have like a cool jacket. And I remember like it was a kid that clowned, another black kid that clowned me for that, for being smart, for being intelligent. And it was a weird feeling growing up where on the one hand, I had white kids who ostracized me for being black, and then on the other hand I had black kids who ostracized me for being too white. Going to Morehouse helped me to totally accept all different types of blackness, because we, you know, in our school we had black men from all over the world, let alone the country. I experienced, in my opinion, some of the most gifted and talented black men in the world. Seeing that diversity within the black community was eye-opening to me. That was when I really fully accepted who I am. And whatever doors I walk into, that I wasn't going to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not going to put on a mask. I decided that, I'm going to be me. I've been that way ever since. Blackness is not mutually exclusive. It's not just growing up impoverished or in the hood or whatever. It's also growing up wealthy or growing up upper middle class or growing up middle class. There's all these different types of ways to be defined as black. For the longest time, I tried to emulate and be like what I saw on TV, whether it was Jay-Z or Kanye or Drake or whoever. But eventually I learned, you know, it's more important to just be yourself, regardless of how I carry myself. I'm a black man, period.